Pancakes! Johnny Blaze was woken from his slumber by the loud talking on the TV. He had left it on when he fell into his drug-induced slumber on the couch inside his trailer. How long he had been out, he had no idea, but it felt like days. His clothes were sweaty. His stomach was growling. His head was hurting. He needed cigarettes. Johnny checked around his kitchenette, opening cabinets, checking under the sink. He had a bunch of food which he would need to get to soon, but no cigarettes. That was his priority. As he did, the TV switched over to the news bulletins. Something strange was going on around town. Johnny didn't care. He needed to get to the convenience store to get his cigarettes. He started down the road and onto the dirt path that would lead him to the market. He noticed a few people loitering around, looking at the ground. One of them, an old man, approached him. Johnny didn't pay much attention to him until he realized the old man wasn't stopping. "Buddy, you need help," Blaze said. But then the old man leaned in to bite him. Johnny pushed him away, but the man kept coming at him. "Stay away from me, brah," Johnny shouted. Feeling only a little bad, Johnny continued on his way. That is, until he heard noises behind him and realized the old man was following him. "What you doing, brah?" Johnny said, approaching him. "You want another piece of this? Huh? Huh?" He kept pushing him, but then Johnny looked around to see others were approaching. This didn't look good, especially for an ex-con like Johnny Blaze, so he turned and ran. He went straight to his friend Charlie's trailer. "The weirdest thing's going on! You won't believe it! Hey, where you at?" No one answered his knocks, so Johnny tried to open the door, but it was locked. He looked in the window, then tried to climb in, but it was also locked. He went around to the opposite side and looked in the window. Standing at the door window where he had just been was Charlie, banging his head against the glass, causing him to bleed. Johnny climbed in the bathroom window and approached Charlie. Shaken by this, Johnny did the only logical thing he knew to do. He looted the house. When he got what he wanted, it was time to leave. With no hope for Charlie, Johnny hurried back to his own trailer. He used his back entrance and went to check out those news stations he had ignored. This was bad. This was real bad. Johnny needed to prepare. He grabbed some supplies he would need. Most importantly, a weapon. He still needed to get to the corner store and find some cigarettes. At last, Johnny Blaze arrived at the convenience store. He was being followed by more of those freaks, so he decided to do something about it. A triple homicide. He could do hard time for this. They may even give him the chair. But no one was watching, so he hurried into the store. Damn alarm! Who even said it? It should be open business hours. Oh well, better get away before the fuzz gets on his tail. The freaks were everywhere. The alarm had seemed to attract them like flies. Johnny Blaze ran home and went inside. Johnny had to abandon his home. The entire trailer park was being overrun by those freaks. His best bet now was to find a more solid place to hole up, at least until he could find some normal people. He wandered the streets, breaking into several small homes for supplies, but never staying. They weren't secure enough. He wanted something with a second floor where he could defend. He also tried to steal a car, but he couldn't find any keys. And he had apparently forgotten how to hotwire them. He also didn't remember the neighborhoods, a side effect of the drugs probably, and someone had stolen all of the road signs. Or it could be the game design, but we won't talk about that. At last he came upon a small brick house that caught his attention. It didn't have a second story, but it looked solid. Having won the small house, he organized everything he was carrying. He closed the curtains and placed up sheets to cover the windows without curtains. This place would do for now. At least he could get some rest before setting out again. He had to find survivors. But more importantly, he still needed to locate some cigarettes. If you enjoyed this video, please thumb us below and let your friends know. Also put in the comments anything you think the character should have done differently. Click on the next video to continue watching the story, and you can find other stories written by the author in the description below. May the Force be with you, and happy gaming, everybody!